Hello. Well, I thought about doing this topic. My advice now to the women going through perimenopause and menopause. So perimenopause is a phase where you are still experiencing the symptoms. You probably still have your period, right? And so you're going through the biggest changes in this midlife phase. And then menopause is when you have not had your period for 1 full year. But you could still go through changes. You could still have the symptoms, which many people don't know about. So welcome. Hello. It's Diana, and I help women. Hi, Shelley. I help women through the midlife phase and beyond with body, mind, soul, basically bringing your body back into better balance. And how I work with women always is with the food you eat, because that makes a huge difference. You can literally... If you're not eating the right foods, the glands that produce the hormones are not being fed properly, so they can't do their job properly. So this is how big the food part is too. And even some of the foods, still get your period. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? You know, you're aging slow though, Shelley, which is a really good thing. And your skin's going to stay more youthful longer. So... remember, that's such an important thing. When people are disappointed, I'm like, hey, but you know what? I was finished at 48. Just think how young I aged. Because once our estrogen greatly starts to go downhill, by the time when you're post-menopause, your estrogen starts to decrease much faster. So therefore, your skin is going to change. This is a filter, by the way. It's a Facebook filter. So... it makes me look amazing, but my skin isn't this perfect. Like, I've got a lot more looser skin around my face. Down here, my eyes, my wrinkles are no problem. I don't have a lot of wrinkles at all. Which, you know, this is the big thing. We think one thing that you're going to be like when you age, and you don't realize it's something else. The midlife conversations are so important because... we don't realize what it's going to be like. We have no idea. And when I was going through it, there was very, if any information, it certainly wasn't out in the public, just books, a couple books, like literally a few books. So I wanted to come on and just kind of give you, like, say, I mean, after I've worked with so many women, hundreds of women, what would I say to someone right now? And some new people are in my group, so welcome to all the new women. What I would say is the most important thing is to realize that it is body, mind, soul. You work on the food. And like I said, some healthy foods actually cause weight gain, right? Bananas, fruit on their own, like grapes, oatmeal, cooked oatmeal, potatoes, brown rice, lentils, beans, all those heavy starchy carby stuff. Our body metabolizes starches differently in this phase of life. It actually doesn't use them as much as fuel for our body. It actually just converts them right to sugar, which goes right to fat. So that's a huge misconception. So all those having oatmeal in the morning, or oat muffins or oat bars and all those things, it's like, that's weight gain. Having bananas, having oranges separately, having... grapes are brutal. They're pure sugar. Well, for anybody, even for kids, grapes are pure sugar. So grapes are not that great. So it's really about also working on the food, because no matter what you ate in your 20s, 30s, and even early 40s, your body reacted differently with those types of foods. It's again, what used to work doesn't work anymore. Just the way it is. Your body is changing. It's changing because of the hormones. So hormones like insulin levels, there's so many hormones that compound on each other. So they're like dominoes, right? Hi, Bonita. One hormone affects another hormone, affects another hormone, affects another hormone. So once your hormones start to go out of balance, they all are basically, because it's a domino effect. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to take a supplement for one thing. No, you got to work on your complete whole body. And this is what's very, very confusing, is like, what supplement should I take, or what type of exercise works, or what type of food works, when really it's bigger than that. It's working with the whole part of you and stress reduction. So if some women just tries to go on a fad diet, you may not get any results from that fad diet. You actually may gain weight on the fad diet because you could actually be eating foods that are not helping your glands to produce the hormones. And in midlife, we need more vitamins and minerals and good fats than we used to. So it's like a pregnant woman, how they give you pregnancy vitamins, right? Well, we need way more vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids and good amino acids in midlife because of all the changes that are going on now. You may say, well, I'm post-menopause, I'm finished menopause. If you haven't taken really good care of the food, of your body, of your stress levels, when you were going through the main big change, perimenopause, your body will still be out of balance. You will probably still be suffering with the weight gain, right? So if you haven't taken that time to clean things up in your eating, to decrease the stress, to take better care of you, to have more time for you, to know what type of exercise is right for you now, all of those things, then it's not going to be in the right balance. Like you're going to still deal with the problems. You're going to, well, I tried everything and nothing works. Well, you probably tried some of the things that were not specific to this phase of life, to what was going on in your body, or not specific for you, because each woman is different. So you may see, and the information that's out there is so conflicting. There is no one diet that is best. The only thing I can say is decreasing the starchy carbohydrates is really fully what needs to happen in this midlife phase for all women if you want to lose weight. You're not going to lose weight if you don't decrease those starchy carbohydrates. It's just not in midlife, not in perimenopause, right? And it's funny because, so if you follow a health coach or a diet, somebody who talks about losing weight or whatever, and they're not taking into consideration these hormonal changes you're going through in midlife, and you may not even realize it. You could be in your early 40s, still have your period quite regularly, dealing with symptoms, but you don't think they have anything to do with the midlife phase. So you're unaware that they do, right? And you're trying to do what you used to do and exercise and eat right, and it's not working. That's what happened to me. That's where I had the awareness. I was a personal trainer, yoga instructor. I did massive workouts. I worked out with clients. I was super fit. And then early 40s, and then all of a sudden, those things weren't working. It was backfiring. I was getting exhausted, tired, fatigued, achy. My body was breaking down. My digestive problems were severe. I had headaches more than ever. I had brain fog. I had memory problems. I did not know what these were a part of. And then I started gaining weight and I couldn't stop. And I'm like, what the hell? What do you replace the starchy carbs with? Hello, Danielle. Lots and lots of vegetables, greens, good fats. More than ever before, you find different ways of consuming a lot of different good vegetables. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have to give up all starch carbs. So let's say if you have a big bowl of broccoli and you eat different veggies combined, right? Like I think, I was raised that if we had a meal, it had peas, tiny bit. We only had one vegetable and very little. So then you start including your salads, lots of like grated beets, grated carrots, cabbages, celery, green onions, tons of stuff in your salad. Then also lots of veggies, and then you have your meat. So you never combine starchy carbs with the meat. It's not good for your body or your digestive. So you either eat a few starchy carbs with all your veggies and greens, or you eat a bit of meat with all your veggies and greens. So the veggies and the greens become the biggest part of your meal. Everything else is the smallest part. You can add chickpeas to your salad. You can add chickpeas to your stir fry. You can add a few small thin rice noodles to your dishes, but not a lot. Quinoa is something you can eat quite a lot of. It is more of a kind of a protein. So quinoa you can have more than any other starch, all right? But you always want to make sure your veggies and greens are the largest portion. So if you are having any kind of starch, it has got to be a small portion. Therefore, a lot of veggies and greens. And the thing, people think, I'm not going to feel full. But every single one of my clients and all my programs over the years say, oh my God, I am not hungry. I can't believe how I'm not hungry. Because when you starchy carbohydrates, when they're converted to sugar, not fuel, they only keep you hungry, hungry, hungry. They raise your insulin levels and your blood sugar levels. So the hunger and the cravings just get wild. So in perimenopause, you can have crazy cravings. You can want chocolate, you can want breads, you can want, because your body's acting differently. It's acting like you're consuming tons of sugar. It sees all these starchy carbohydrates as sugar. So it's going to raise your blood sugar levels, raise your insulin levels, keep you craving, craving, craving. And it's going to go right to fat. So you're going to put on more and more belly fat, which leads to more and more cravings, which leads to more and more, this and that, right? So you really need to realize, right, that in this midlife phase or beyond, like I said, if you haven't cleaned up your eating, that needs to happen. Or it's not only about weight gain, it's about health. Because your hormones control everything in your body, you guys, the systems of your body. If anybody's ever had a thyroid problem, or what about dopamine and serotonin? Depression, right? So you got to keep and insulin, diabetes. I mean, these hormones keep us healthy. If they are not in balance, we will not be healthy. That's a fact. So this is how passionate I am about women working through this stuff. It's not just, oh yeah, I'll just watch a couple videos and I'll just clean up this and that. And I'm like, well, that's like saying, I'm trying to think of what that would be saying. Is just doing one little tiny aspect of it, but not taking in the whole consideration of everything, right? It just won't, it's got to all work together. So stress is something that a lot of women don't work on because they believe my life is so stressful, my job is so busy, I have all these things going on, there's nothing I can do, I can't change my life. Well, sorry to say, but if you don't decrease the stress in your life, for one, it's going to make you very sick. It blunts hormone production, lowers immune system. I'm trying to see your comment. Blunts hormone production, so it stops your hormones from being produced properly, stress. Decreases your immune system, which, why would you want to do that right now, right? It slows down your metabolism. You're not going to detoxify as good, so that's going to lead to more of a toxic body. And what else did I say about it? Oh yeah, it's very hard on your heart, right? On your organs. Stress is the contributor to 100% all illness and disease. Stress. Stress will turn on a cancer gene. Okay, let's see. So true, but if one hasn't experienced this, it's hard to understand it. Yes, I see, because I'm going through it now, especially and trying to get back into fitness, right? And so it's so true. Like if you are going through perimenopause and you feel quite tired and fatigued and your body's not really feeling good and maybe you have digestive problems. So what that probably is that you may have some adrenal gland problems, and your adrenal glands produce the cortisol and adrenaline for exercise also. So if you're overtaxing your adrenal glands because you're under too much stress most of the time, exercise is not the thing to do, because exercise causes more stress within your body. It requires more energy from your body. And if your body is completely depleted of energy, exercise is not going to give you more energy. Not in this phase of life. It's actually going to deplete you even more and break down your body even more. So you got to know what phase you're in perimenopause, and if you possibly have adrenal fatigue. So if you're like work and you're exhausted and you're tired and it's hard to do things and you're like, oh my God, I just want to sleep, then exercise is not the thing to do. It would be more like, I'm going to do maybe some yoga, do some breathing, take some naps, get some rest, go for a nice walk in nature, sit by the water, that type of thing. That's the type you should do. And then you need positively to refuel your body. And your cells with nutrients like super powders, vitamins, minerals, really good healthy foods. Because without the nourishment, your cells, which make up all your glands, which make up all your organs, they will not be healthy. They cannot do their job, right? So your body cannot do its job if it's not getting fed properly. And what it needs to be fed are the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and healthy amino acids. Amino acids make up protein. So it's not just about carbohydrates or proteins or fats, right? Because sugar is a carbohydrate. So we know that you don't need to count carbohydrates because that would be stupid. Like, what would the counting show? I had so many grams of carbohydrates today. Well, what did you eat? I ate a bag of sugar. Well, like ridiculous, right? Or white bread and, white bread and lunch meat, right? Which would be some of the worst things you can consume. So counting calories or weighing your food or counting macros, you got to know what are the right foods I need to eat to best nourish and feed my cells, right? And that's what I teach in all my programs. You get a lot of recipes, and it's actually simple. I have a program going right now, Clean Eating Simplified, and the women I have 13 people, 12 to 13 people in that group, and they are doing absolutely amazing, losing weight already in the first week, and feeling so much energy and feeling so good, and realizing, oh my God, like I'm not hungry, because, they just we chose to do this at Christmas to show them you could eat really clean most of the time, and you can still go to the Christmas parties and eat whatever you want. You can go to Christmas dinner and eat whatever you want. It's not going to throw on 10 pounds. One meal is not going to put on weight. It is only, it's what you do most of the time. So what you do, right? So if at home, or even 5 days a week, you're choosing to eat really clean 5 days a week, and then you go out with friends on the weekend and you eat whatever you want. No big deal. Not going to do a thing. You're not going to put on anything. It'll be totally fine. You're going to feel like crap because your body's not used to the crap. So you're going to not feel good. And then that actually helps to motivate you to stay on track because you're like, oh my God, eating that food, I don't feel good. But I feel so good during the week when I eat this food, right? So my advice, the biggest advice, of course, is really realizing that you need to nourish your cells. You need to feed your glands the proper food that those glands need to produce the hormones. That includes your brain also. So the foggy brain, the hard to concentrate, the memory issues, those are all because the hormone levels are all over. And hormones, as I said, control all systems of the body. So we're not just talking about estrogen, testosterone, right? This is one of the most important things for people to understand, is that once hormones begin to become out of balance, it's a domino effect. Stress, like I said, is the contributor to everything. If you don't decrease your stress and feed and nourish your cells, which help you recover from stress and from problems, right? If you don't do that, your body will not come into balance, and too much stress triggers. So we all have like cells and genes and stuff in us that can lead to cancer. I've had cancer before when I was 21. Thyroid cancer. So I only have half a thyroid. I got a scar. But we can have genes. So we can be predisposed, whatever you call it, predisposed, whatever, to get cancer, but we may never get it. But how those genes get activated is from stress within our body. So stress within our body may not be stress because we're stressed at work. It could come from allergies to certain foods, sensitivities, but we still eat them because we're too stubborn not to eat them. Severe digestive problems, let's say, or something that's going on in our body that's not right, and it's putting extra stress on our hormones, on our glands, on our organs. Something inside our body is like not working well, and there's extra stress, and the body's having to work really hard on that thing. Therefore, as we said again, stress decreases your immune system. Your body's immune system is not strong enough to fight off or deal with bad cells like cancer cells. So this is really crucial to remember. Stress will affect everything. So I really want women to understand that you need to take better care of you in this midlife phase. It's so important to commit to yourself, to give yourself time to heal, to move through this phase, to nourish your body, to nourish your soul, to nourish your emotions, because they go up and down like crazy. So giving yourself time, space, letting people in your life know that I'm going through this phase. I'm doing all I can, but I need you to understand that it's like you're in adolescence. You know, when you have a teenage daughter, that she's not going to be lovely, perfect all the time. You know that. But when a woman goes through menopause, she doesn't want to talk about it. Her husband's wondering what's going on. She's wondering what's going on, but they're not really talking about it. So you need to also gather the people together and say, okay, I may seem like I'm going crazy sometimes. It feels like that to me. Just means I need a little extra time for me. If I kind of have a meltdown, I need my time. Don't bother me. Don't ask me to do stuff for you. I need to deal with my stuff. So really respecting you, your body's changing. It will level off if you are treating it really good. Right? Remember, if you're nourishing it, feeding it, respecting it. So there are supplements you can take to help with your mood swings. There are supplements you can take that help better balance your hormones because they feed the glands. So remember, the supplements feed the glands, the nutrients the glands need, so they work better, doing the hormones, making the hormones. Or there are supplements and herbs and stuff to help decrease your body's stress response. Rhodiola, 5-HTP, ashwagandha. There's things, and there's maca, something called maca, which can help. So adaptogens, I would not go get synthetic hormones. I don't recommend them because they're like a Tylenol. They're actually more like an antidepressant. So when you get on synthetic hormones from your doctor, your MD, they right away take over. So they're not nourishing your glands, let's say that. They're not giving your body what it needs. They're a band-aid for the symptoms. But if you try to go off the estrogen, the synthetic hormones, your body goes into even more of an imbalance. It goes crazy because then it has to adjust again because it's not getting its drug, right? So there are bioidentical hormones you can check into. Bioidentical, you do not go to your regular doctor for those. You need to see somebody who's more into the natural products or natural ways of healing for bioidentical hormones. Your doctor can prescribe them, but some may not. So it depends on your doctor, right? Let's see what else. Yeah, there's lots of herbs and supplements you can take. You can go to a health food store and just say, I'm going through these symptoms. Are there any supplement formulations you have that can help me with these? And they'll show you the supplement formulations. You can buy them online, but really be careful, you guys, going on Amazon. If you don't know what you're ordering, there is so much junk out there. There is so much junk because the health supplement things is not that regulated. So you don't know what you're buying. You don't know what you're getting. So it's good to go. You can go to a website called hormonesbalance.com. Hormonesbalance.com. Go to that website for people in the US. She makes supplements. Benita, I've talked to you many, many times. You can join one of my programs, Benita. You've never joined a program, I don't think. And the thyroid issues is, yeah, if it's super cheap, it's probably not good. So I know, isn't that great, Lynn? It's so warm. I'll tell you, it's super warm. So because you're diabetic, Benita, you can handle diabetes because you're type 2 with food. You're just not changing your food. And you're not changing your stress levels. I know her, so I know. You have to decrease your stress levels, Benita, and you have to change your food. That's what you got to do. And I talk about all the ideas on every video. You should have come into my latest program, Benita. It was only $122, and I'm never doing it that cheap again. So the program I have right now running is in the first week. If anybody wants to join it, Clean Eating Simplified. It is, I will give you the good price, $122. It's actually $222 on my website right now. But it is there right now. And we're going right until Christmas. Clean eating until Christmas. But you are still get to go to holiday parties and eat whatever you want. And eat whatever you want for Christmas. I show you how you can do all that. But when you eat the way I talk about, like during midlife, you do bring your hormones back into better balance. You do regulate your blood sugar levels. You do regulate the cholesterol, all of that. Decrease inflammation, increase your energy levels. That way of eating does it all. Does it all. All the healthy stuff for you. Helps your body to naturally detoxify, helps your digestive system. It does everything. So it works for everybody. Works for everybody. It's just that I specifically talk to women in midlife because there's things like oatmeal, fruit, certain things that we have to watch out for. Rice, brown rice, lentils, beans, right? So there are certain things. So it's really about women. You know, it's so important that we just go, oh my God, I'm going through this big phase of my life. I need to take better care of myself. And people, and you may have your life set up where right now you've got so much going on that it seems impossible for you to have more time for yourself, right? Well, I can tell you, because it happened to me and happens to a lot of women, if you don't take time to take care of yourself, your body's going to break down. And then you're going to need to take time off to take care of yourself. Or you'll feel so crappy and so terrible that you can't function properly in your life. So this is what happens, because it's kind of like your body's saying to you, you know, God, universe is telling us this is a phase of your life where you need to take better care of yourself. So we would not expect a pregnant woman. We would not love to see a pregnant woman eat crap, drink too much wine, not get enough sleep, work super hard. No, she needs to take good care of herself and her baby. But yet when a woman goes through this phase of life, no one knows or understands that this is also a time when you need to take really good care of yourself. Otherwise, your body will get mad at you. Basically, the symptoms get worse because the body keeps getting more and more out of balance. So it's really, really crucial. It's so crucial. But you know how fast you can get results within 1 week? And this is what people I don't think realize. Oh my God, you mean I can start feeling better in 1 week? 1 week. It doesn't take 6 months. It doesn't take... On my programs, my shortest ones are 21 days right now. You can notice, you can feel so much better in 21 days. That's only 3 weeks. Right? If you choose to make the changes, right? If you choose and be open, right? Okay. And we work on mindset. And this is the biggest thing too, because so many, I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do that. There's no way I can. I'm just the type of person who, and that's what's going to stop you. Those things are what's going to slow you down, is your mind, is that you're going to get yourself thrown off, right? There's no way I can change this in my life. There's no way I can do that. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Lynn. All right. So what else do I have? What else? What other? So if you're watching the replay and you have any questions, you can post them in the comments below. This will end. This phase of life does end. And the great thing is when you take care of yourself through this phase, it ends better and faster, as well as you feel amazing on the other side. You feel like so much better. It's like someone turns the lights on, right? It's like you walk into it, I was like, oh, I can remember. I don't have the foggy brain. I can eat more of the things I like now because I don't seem to be gaining the weight. I'm feeling so much better. I can think again. Oh my God. I have more energy. I sleep better. All of these things get better, right? When you move through that phase. But if you take care of yourself through the phase, and if you don't, then you're not going to feel as much better, right? Because that's just, when you don't take care of your body, how's it going to be better? It's not. Just like your car. You ignore your car for a long time, your car's not going to last. That's just exactly the thing. People spend more money on their car, take better care of their car than their body. Absolutely. Still, to this day, that's still the way it happens. Even with all that's going on in the world, you know? A drug does not make you healthy. A drug will not make you healthy. It may curb your symptoms, but it will not make you healthy. The most important thing you can do is strengthen your immune system, well, except if you have autoimmune, right? That's a whole different thing. And if anybody has autoimmune disease or anything, make sure you look at healing your gut, because they are linking gut problems with autoimmune disease. So really look into healing your gut. Really start learning more about what can I do to heal my gut. And basically you would need to get rid of all gluten, all dairy, all soy, all corn, all preservatives. We shouldn't be eating any of that stuff anyways. Moderation, a bit of dairy moderation is totally fine, right? Things like that. Depends on who you are and what works for your body. All right. I wanted to come on and talk with you guys. And especially if anybody's new in my group, hello. It's so nice to have the new women. Say hello to me. I'd love to know who's new. I'm just finishing off this video. It has tons of good information in it. I know it's not absolutely specific. What should I eat every meal? Because that is just too hard. Because I also work, women are individuals. Some women I work with eat meat. Some don't. Some are vegan. Some are vegetarian. Some eat more keto or more paleo. It does not matter. We work on what works with you. That's the most important thing. Okay? Your health is your responsibility. Each woman is different. So each thing works differently for someone else. You know, there's general rules in this midlife phase for sure that I help you with. But otherwise, we really hone into what's going to make you as an individual feel your best, because you are unique. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Make sure to watch from the beginning. It's loaded with info. And if you have any questions, post them below. And my Clean Eating Simplified program, like I said, we are just in the first week. Come and join us. 12 amazing women in there. We are having so much fun, literally. They're so good. And you can still get it for $122 if you've watched this video and you message me on Messenger, because it's 222 on my website. It's 222. So you can get it on that, and you can learn all the stuff and be supported by the women and get all the recipes. And I do video trainings twice a week in there. And then I also have one-on-one. And my one-on-one coaching is going up in January. So if you want to get in at the older price now, you can get in on that, whether you want to start now or in the new year. It's totally fine, but you can get on that. And I have different ways of working one-on-one for me. So there's something for everyone. All right. Have an absolutely amazing evening. Do something good for you. Oh, and if you haven't eaten yet, go eat something healthy. Okay. So much love to you. Bye.